Welcome to learning how to find your ancestors easily using the Family Tree app. First of all, we're going to go to a website from BYU called the BYU Virtual Pedigree. Just do a search for it on your browser, and then it'll come right up at the top. Click on Virtual Pedigree and sign in with your FamilySearch. So click on the green bar at the bottom. It will take you to the FamilySearch login. Type in your username and password, and then your family tree, the whole family tree, will appear using this BYU website. And we're going to start by going to your great grandparents. So that's 7 or 8 generations down. So here I am at 3 generations, 4 generations, 5 generations, 6 generations, 7 generations, and I'm going to choose this guy right here, and this is James Harmison. To see him on FamilySearch, you simply click on the pink button. So we're going to do that. I click on pink. It opens up Family Tree app, and there he is. In order to see what ordinances are available for him or any of his descendants, we're going to click on this button on the top right, the 3 little dots in the top right corner, and you're going to see descendants with tasks, the 3rd one down. And what we've got here is a list of people who need temple ordinances. Now I'm going to expand this to 5 generations. And we're going to be looking for green temple icons. Green means they need their ordinances done and they have not been reserved yet. So I'm going to click on the green dot, not the name of the person. So this is Catherine Stein. Oh, here's another one that just showed up. Let's start with Michael Pierce Farmer. And as you can see here, we have someone who might be a duplicate. Both Michael, Catherine Daly, it says they're possible duplicates. If they're duplicates, we don't want anything to do with it. So we're going to just go back using our back arrow. We're going to go to the next green icon, which is Catherine Stein. And she's a possible duplicate too. She needs all of her ordinances, but she's a duplicate. We don't want to mess with people who are duplicates here. We just want to find people who are not duplicates and still need their ordinances done. So let's do the next one. Here we go. Taylor Thomas has a check mark. He's not a duplicate. This is exactly what we want. Now, one thing we have discovered is that when we find someone who has no ordinances done, chances are they have a lot of family members who also need their ordinances done. So I'm going to click on Taylor's name, pull him up, and I'm going to click on Parents now. And his father, his name is Isaac Thomas. I'm going to open up Isaac Thomas by clicking on his name, and we're going to start the process over again. Now, he doesn't have any more parents in his pedigree, so I'm going to touch the 3 dots again in the top right corner, touch Descendants with Tasks, and I'm going to expand him now. And as we see, we have a lot more of these green dots that we're looking for. So let's start with the top one, James Irwin Campbell. And boom, we have immediately James, who needs all of his ordinances, and his wife, who he can be sealed to. So we simply leave those check marks there, hit continue. And here are the rules about reserving ordinances. We're just going to hit I have read and comply with these, because the most important thing is, are you related to them? Of course you are. So we check that, make sure it's blue, and then we clicked add to reserve family names. Okay, let's do the next one. We're going to look at those reserve family names later. So here's Taylor, the one that we came from. We're going to save him. So we're going to do that again. We're going to click on Blanchard, which is probably his sister or something like that. No, here's a new thing. it says you may reserve these ordinances and then you have 120 days to complete them. What this means is her ordinances have already been shared with the temple. And so you can reserve her, pull it out of the temple group that's already out there with, thousands of other names that have already been shared with the temple, but we don't want to do that today. We want to find people who have never been shared with the temple. So we uncheck that one and we leave the one underneath checked because it's not a duplicate and that one has not been shared with the temple. So we're going to hit continue, save that one. And when you do that, it disappears and you can go to the next one. Now, these little ones, the little green ones with the little circle in the top right corner, that means they have also been shared with the temple. I'm just going to show you this one. As you notice, that 120-day message is there because they've already been shared with the temple. We don't want that. So you can ignore every single circle with a tiny circle in the top right corner. We're also ignoring orange. Orange means that person doesn't have enough information to allow the system to allow you to reserve them yet. So we're going to ignore him. And the blue ones are possible hints. We're going to ignore those too. We're just looking for green circles today with a temple on them. Next one. Okay. He needs his records done, and everyone else, you can ignore the stuff underneath. So we're going to save that one. Let's go to Otis. And as you can see, they've all been shared with the temple, so we're not going to do that one. Keep going down. Here's one, Floyd. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of people who need their ordinances done. It's not just him. So we're going to uncheck those with the 120-day message, and we're going to keep the other ones who don't have a message. So let's just keep going. We can save those. That's wonderful. Now, the ones who are duplicates will not have a check mark by them. So luckily, we don't have to worry about that. The ones that we do have the check marks, we can save. They're just fine. So we're going to continue and reserve those. And I'm going to do everything on this family list. So undo those, undo that one, continue. Okay. Oh, look, the ones on top need to be unchecked, but the ones at the bottom can be saved. So we're going to do that. Okay, those cannot be saved. How about this one? Oh, she died before she was 8, so the only ordinance she needs is to be sealed to her parents. So we're going to save that one. Nothing there. Next. Nothing there. Next. Ooh, look. More than 2. That's always exciting. And another one with more than 2. Whoa, this is a big one. So we're just uncheck the blue ones, keep the ones that don't have a blue message, and save the rest. Okay, I'm going to continue to do this whole family, and you don't have to watch it. And we'll come back when I'm totally done. Okay, so I finished this entire family, and now that I'm done with this line, I'm going to go back with my back arrow on the top left corner, and I'm going to go to the 3 lines in the top left corner now. These lines are found, these lines are found in the bottom right corner if you have an Apple phone, or you can just click on the temple icon on the bottom of your Apple phone screen. But we're going to click on temple when I click on those 3 lines. So here's temple. And from that family alone, I found 37 people who need their ordinances done. And as you can see, I've got a whole lot here. Now, what we are going to do is we are not going to print these. We're simply going to share all of them with the temple. Now, if you want to save them for your own ordinances to take to the temple after the temple is dedicated or any other time, just don't click them here. But I'm going to show you, let's say I do want to take some to the temple. So I'm going to leave these first 5 men unchecked, and I'm going to check everything else, okay? So I'm going to just check here every single person on this list, and I'm going to send these ordinances to the temple. Now, why am I not saving them? Number 1, a whole bunch of them are women, and I cannot do those ordinances for myself, so I'm going to share them, but I simply have too many ordinances to do. I cannot complete all this work, and if I share them with the temple, then these ordinances will be shared with temples in our district and then elsewhere through Utah and eventually through all the United States. And within a week or 2, I'm going to see multiple notifications from FamilySearch, the tree app, that these ordinances have been done. It's very exciting. So I'm going to click all those, and now I'm going to hit share in the bottom right corner. And instead of sharing with an individual, you can share them with family members if you want to share with an individual. But I'm going to share all these with the temple. So I'm going to click on share with the temple. And then I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to click that one. And then I'm going to click sealing to parents. And all the other ones automatically get checked. As you can see, 16 of these people need baptism. 86 total ordinances out of those people that we selected. And here's all the names of the people that have been waiting so long for their work to be done. Now I'm just going to simply click share with the temple at the very bottom. And I'm going to click OK, because they will be given and completed by the temple. And now all of those ordinances have been shared with the temple. The 5 that I did not click are still in my reservation list. And I have 3 for baptism, and I have 2 more for sealings, couples. And I can print these off on Ordinances Ready by clicking on the thing at the bottom. So let's say I want to do baptisms. I click on these 3 guys at the top, and I click Take to the Temple. And that's Ordinances Ready. I can take these I can print them right off using my printer and take these to the temple. Or I'm going to unclick them, and I can do Ordinances Ready. And I can choose, I want male and I want baptism and confirmation. And it's going to be searching my reservations and all the other people that have been shared with the temple that are my ancestors. They're going to be right there. And here they are, the people that were on my list, and one more, Francis Cohart. I have no idea who he was. He was not on my list, but he got pulled from the temple group. And I can hit continue and print those off if I want. I'm not going to do that today, so I'm just going to click back, and they're not on Ordinances Ready anymore. Now, what do you do when you're done with a family? Well, you go back to where you were. So I'm going to hit back on my screen here, and it's going to take me back to the person I was there. If you don't know which person you were on, you can click on this person icon that's close to the search icon on the top right corner, and it will show you all the people you've been looking at recently. So Isaac Thomas was the one that we were just on, so I'm going to click on him again, and then I'm going to go back, and it's going to show Taylor, which is the one we started on before, and then I'm going to click back again. And this was the one where it all started. And I'm clicking back again just to show you where we were. Okay, James Harmison was the person we started from the BYU app. Now, if you don't know, where to go from here, then simply go back to the BYU app, or just choose one of these other people on the list. They all have descendants too, and they all have family members who need their work done as well. So I'm going to choose Eli Smith here. He doesn't need his work done, but maybe he has descendants who do. And yeah, he probably does. I'm going to expand this to 5 generations. And it's now loading all the people who need their work done under his family. And look at that. Boom, right there. We have a whole bunch of people in his family who need their work done. And honestly, this never, ever, ever gets tired. I was teaching the deacons how to do this a year ago, and one of them said, wow, this is more fun than a video game. And it truly is. It never, ever, ever gets old to find these people who need their work done. And so, as you can see right there, we've already found 6 people in this person's family who need their work done. Here's another one. And one more. Look at all these. Wow. So as I said before, if we find one person who needs a baptism done, they probably have brothers and sisters who need their work done too. So I'm going to do this one last time. Go to Winfield Haskins O'Connor. Instead of hitting continue, I'm going to click on his name at the top, pull him up, pull up his parents, click on Daniel, which I just did, and I'm going to now expand him and his descendants, include it to 5 generations. Now, we have a Daniel O'Connor, which is him. Look at that. He has family who needs to be done. And this one also. Save those. And that's it. So if we had not gone past Daniel, actually it was it Winfield? Oh yeah, if we had not opened up Winfield's name, we would not have found those extra 10 people who needed their work done. That's very exciting. So I'm just checking here. We definitely don't want that one that has the 120-day message there. We want everyone else. So I'm going to hit continue now and save all of those people. And really, that's everyone for this family. And if I go back to the temple and hit this menu bar in the top left corner and go to temple, in that 2 minutes, I just found 14 more people. We had 5 already. We just added 14 more, and a whole bunch of them need baptism and all these other ordinances. And that is how you do it. So this is so fun. If you'll look here, it shows that I have shared 653 people with the temple, and we've completed 487 of those 653 so far. When you have names in your reservation list that you want to share with the temple, and you're simply checking these check marks to share them with the temple, notice the buttons at the bottom. You can take them to the temple, which means you can print the name cards. You can unreserve them, or you can share them with the temple. So watch what happens as I'm doing this. Notice the buttons changed, and from time to time you will probably see this. The problem is this ordinance for Adelaide Albright, right in the middle here, it says ordinances that were previously shared with the temple cannot be shared again. So what happened was I accidentally chose her as someone I wanted to reserve when her record had already been shared with the temple already. So all I have to do is uncheck her, and now the share button is now visible, and I can share all these people like we did before. And I'm going to hit OK there. And all we have to do is unreserve her. So I'm going to check mark her, hit unreserve, and hit OK. And now they're no longer on my list, and her record is still shared with the temple as before. This is super fun. You can do it anytime. You can have it, if you have 5 minutes, you can probably find 10 or more names within 5 minutes, wherever you are, any time of day. And if you spend half an hour on here, you may even find up to 100 people. It's just a wonderful way to find your ancestors, reserve their names, send them to the temple, share as many with the temple as you can, because there's no way you'll be able to do the work for all these people, and have a great time doing it.